Okay, we understand our Gage Goulding is ready. They're live outside or in the vicinity of the Family Law Center where the shooting happened earlier today. Gage, what are you learning there?
Yeah, we just learned that a Precinct 1 constable deputy was shot. I want to get out of the way and just show you right now. Still very active, although this shooting happened, quite some time ago at this point. But you can see sheriff's deputies with their long rifles still out. This is right outside the Family Law Center. That's according to Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. But you can, just see the wide swath of law enforcement officials that are out here right now. We do know that that constable deputy was being life flighted to Herman Memorial in the Med Center for further treatment here. But as you can tell, everywhere you look, you just see this yellow tape that just stretched around this area where we're standing at right now. This is Congress in San Jacinto, which seems to be where a lot of the media, the press has lined up because it's one of the easiest accessible ways coming in from the freeway. So that's just kind of where we are. But I want to spin around photojournalist Michael Lemons. You can see a lot of the workers here, people that were in the courthouse at some point. You can see all the badges that they have. That's so they can get inside the courthouse. They're all out here still, which is the interesting part, is that nobody has been allowed back inside this area here. When you look at crime scenes, I kind of want to show, this is the furthest. Think of an onion. You got to peel the layers of the onion back. This is the furthest layer of that onion, and as you go further, there's even more lines and more lines and more lines that you have to go through. So we're kind of on the outside, if you will, but this crime scene goes quite a ways towards the Family Law Center down here. So again, the good thing to show is you see a lot of standing around and talking amongst the law enforcement. That's a good thing because that means that there's no active threat. There's not necessarily something that we should be worried about right now. But what we do know is that one constable deputy has been shot. I spoke to somebody inside a little bit earlier. They said from where they were, they heard up to around 8 shots. Of course, we're going to have to get that number confirmed by law enforcement as they kind of process through this. But they said they heard around 8 shots. Another person telling us that they were actually part of jury and that they were told to kind of shelter in that area. So imagine being here during that specific time period, how frantic that must have been. But as you can see from this, it's hard to kind of put in, but dozens of law enforcement officers that are out here right now with the big guns in their tactical gear. This was quite the situation that we saw unfold here within the last hour here. Guys?
Just curious, I know you've been speaking to folks who are standing outside, who were ushered out following this. What is their sentiment right now? What was it like for them to be inside and then to hear gunfire?
You're coming off a big family holiday, Easter, right? You're coming back to work. A lot of people may have taken this day off work, so that's probably something that we're going to see as a good part of the story. A bunch of police officers just walked underneath the tape here. So there's probably less people. If I was a betting man, I would say there's less people on the campus here of the courthouse downtown because of the holiday, which is probably a really good thing. But for the most part, I think it's just, shock. People are wondering what happened and why. Those are two big things that we're trying to figure out as you see more officers walking into the crime scene from behind us here. But more so just wondering, right? Probably texting their loved ones, texting their family members to let them know, hey, we're okay. Again, there's a jury building right here. There's the Family Law Center here. This is a very busy part of the downtown criminal justice area. So again, corner of San Jacinto and Congress. We are in the heart of downtown Houston. So there's a lot of people here on any day of the week. I would reckon, again, you can hear police sirens in the background. I reckon that there were probably a little bit less people here because of that Easter holiday. That was probably a good thing. But you just see the shock on people's faces. You see a lot of people like this talking on the phone because they're probably talking to their loved ones. As if people are watching the news and getting the notifications, checking their apps and seeing what's going on. There's a lot of interest in what's going on. I want to pan over here if we can. Photojournalist Michael Lemons working this. We just learned right now, 12:30, we're going to have a press conference here. Well, 1:30, there's going to be a press conference. So in about the next almost 20 minutes or so, but we're seeing more people walking in. It looks like a district attorney and maybe some detectives here, if I had to guess based on their attire. So 1:30 press conference is what we know. So of course we're going to carry that live right here on the KPRC 2+ live stream. So we're going to send it back to you for now. We're going to chat with some more people. I'm looking to see more so if we can learn about kind of how this transpired. As the process now, we know the end result of what happened, and we kind of know a little bit of the start, but we want to be able to build that puzzle and understand exactly what led up to this, guys.
is a fluid situation, a lot of moving parts. Our Gage Goulding reporting live for us downtown. Gage, thank you. Want to get to our Zach Lash.